Hi guys, so in today's video I want to talk about like the top 3 value for money GPUs that's in Singapore right now. Technically it's top 2, but no, YouTube likes top 3 stuff, so I was like kind of forced to have a third one. So you can really see my choices here. One of it will be later the Arc B580, but the first one which I want to talk about will be the 79. Let me zoom in first. It will be 7900 GRE. This has really limited like stock. For example, if you go to Newegg, if you can go Singapore, do I have, yeah, Newegg Singapore, say preference. Okay, if I look for 7900 like GRE, it's out of stock. Okay, it was retailing for 845. Let me try again. Yeah, out of stock. If I go to Amazon, I don't think it's in stock in Amazon as well. 7900 GRE. Nope. This is 7900 XTs. 7900 X3D. No, I'm not seeing any 7900. These are all XTXs, XTs, 7900 GPU. So we can't find any listing for a 7900 GRE GPU on Amazon. So my point is, wait, let me remove that slash. Is typo 7900 GRE. No, so we don't have it. 7900 XTs. So my point is that the 7900 GRE GPU is decent value, but it is rapidly running out of stock. Like, where will it place? This is the Tom's Hardware GPU comparison chart. It's really useful. Or to get this chart, right, you just Google for Tom's Hardware GPU hierarchy, and you will come to a Tom's Hardware page where you can just save a screenshot of this. This is their chart visualized in 1080p. So the 7900 GRE is somewhere here, whereby it is on par, almost on par with the 7900 XT. But the 7900 XT is selling for about 1,100 plus, as we can see earlier in Newegg. I think 7900 XTs, it's selling for $1,000, right? So it's slightly cheaper here as compared to if you buy from Singapore direct. So $1,000, but in right now at Dynacore, they still have it listed, two of them listed, for one for 819 and the Nitro Plus, the Pulse Sapphire Pulse version for 819, the Nitro Plus version for 885. Obviously the Pulse version is better because it's cheaper by almost $70, 80, like, yeah, $70 to $60. So performance is gonna be the same for both models. The only difference will probably be the aesthetics, but this is out of stock everywhere else. So even if you go to Dynacore, they can actually tell you that, oh, sorry, it's out of stock. Even though it's on their price list, it doesn't mean that it is in stock, because their price list is not actually updated, super updated with their current stock as well. So get it while it lasts if you're interested to get a higher end GPU at a decent price of 809. So that's my number 1 recommendation. My number 2 recommendation is actually already shown here, will be the the Intel Arc B580. So I'm gonna link Gamers Nexus websites in the video description. Basically, Gamers Nexus and Hardware Unboxed, and if you have looked at B580 reviews, so Arc B580 reviews on YouTube, there is a ton, right? And everybody is singing the praises. Hardware Unboxed giving it the thumbs up, which is pretty rare, right? $250. So basically it's 250 USD, but we're not getting 250 USD in Singapore. The cheapest I can find it right now is from Techyard. You can find it on Lazada as well, about 389. That is the cheapest. So let's do let's do a USD to SGD comparison on Google. Nope, the MSRP of a B580 is 250, so it works out to be about 340 40 Sing dollars. But you gotta imagine that there's GST, 9%. So 9%. So we take 340 and we take a calculator. So let's say 341, right? And we multiply by 1.09 with GST. So that works out to be 371 and 69 with GST. So if you go to the, where is it? So Techyard, which is by Aftershock, but it's a pretty good website. I've bought from it, very legit. As legit, I think even more legit than places like Lazada, because Lazada sometimes can have scam sellers. So at 389, so it is just slightly above the GST price. So I would say this is the nearest you can get to an MSRP Arc B580, which is pretty good. So for this price, performance is pretty good, because if you look at all the YouTube reviews, everybody's raving about it. Performance-wise, you can look in the detail and the Gamers Nexus website, whereby they have performance. You can see that the B580 is actually kind of similar to a 4060. Sometimes it actually beats the 4060 in like 1440p. This is in 4K, by the way, chart. So this chart is in 4K and 1080p. The B580 is, in this particular game, Resident Evil 4 actually beats the 4060, and it's almost comparable to the 3070. Then if you look at like prices of 4060s in Singapore, a 4060 like on Techyard is selling for about 455, 490. This is pretty good. So a Zotac model is cheaper, and then it is white as well. So any other 4060s, 4060, there are 4060 Ti is 4070. So basically 4060s about 455, right, at the lowest price. Then this is how much? This is a $60 Sing dollar discount. So for $60 less, you get superior performance than a 4060. The only downside is that this model currently is not great for white builds. So like the only one available right now is the ASRock Challenger. We don't have the Intel limited edition available in Singapore, and we don't have the ASRock, I think the Steel Legend, which is the white one, which is not available in Singapore right now. But it is a really great value GPU. This is as close to MSRP as you can get, because it's selling, like I mentioned, it's selling for MSRP of 250 in US, and if you compare 250 US to HUD is 340 Sing dollars. Make sure you add GST of 9% to it. So if GST 9% added is 371. So $389 is pretty close to the MSRP price from US. Okay, and what is my top value? That's the second choice. My top value GPU of choice, if I remember correctly, now where do I have the chart? No. It is here. The Sapphire Pulse 7800 XT. So it is widely available, easily available. It performs very similarly to the 6800 XT from the previous generation from AMD. And if you look at the charts, 6800 XT is performing around here. If you scroll over to here, you will see the 7800 XT. Both of them have 16 gigabytes of VRAM, which is more than enough for modern games, and it's also future-proofing for future games. Because as games go higher in resolution, they use higher textures, they actually take up more and more VRAM. So earlier, the Arc A550 is also a pretty good choice because it is 12 gigabyte in VRAM. My earlier choice of the 7900 GRE is also 16 gigabytes of VRAM, but it is choice number 3 because it is slightly higher price and it's also very hard to find. It's probably out of stock. So that was like a hypothetical, like a clickbait third choice. But the second choice and the first choice are my legit recommendations, which is the Intel Arc B580 and the 7800 XT. So 7800 XT, there are various models, right? So you can see the cheapest I can see here, this from Dynacore's price list, is 639. But immediately down the list, from the Pulse version at 639 to the Sapphire like pure version, for whatever reason, also from Sapphire, is 100 Sing dollars more expensive at 739. And then we have another Nitro Plus version, which is even more, like $150 more expensive at 789. So I would say it's totally not worth it to pay for the higher price models, because you'll probably get the exact same level of performance. Only difference is the aesthetics. So not really worth it to pay 150 Sing dollars just for better aesthetics. And you can see here on power color, like the Hellhound version is like 769, which is not worth it. So you will want the cheapest one. There's even another Red Devil version for 855, which is super not worth it. Let's see here. This is 815, which is also not worth it. Then this Gigabyte 7700 XT is more expensive than the 7800 XT from Sapphire Pulse, right? The Sapphire Pulse version is way cheaper. So that is the version to get. Any others? We have a Asus AMD Radeon Dual. I believe the Dual one is from MSI. So the MSI one, we're at price at 669. So this is also a pretty good deal. The Dual, this should be the exact same card, just that they double listed it. Okay, so it should be much better than the Asus Tough one. Oh, it's Asus Dual, sorry. So this is Asus, it's not MSI. So Asus Dual, MSI, do they have it? No, MSI doesn't have it. So the Asus Dual version, which is their budget version at 669 for 7800 XT is really good. Their so-called higher performing version is the Asus Tough model. You can see it's selling at 849 and 839, totally not worth it. If you go to Techyard, I believe we can find 7800 XTs. Okay, let me search. So at Techyard as well, I think it's slightly cheaper at Techyard. If you get the power color, the most basic power color version, it's only priced at 620. I believe all this includes shipping. Even if this doesn't include shipping, is just probably a few dollars more worth in shipping. And then they have another power color fighter version at 655. So this is the best deal at 620, the 7800 XT. Even the Gigabyte one at 669 is still slightly more expensive, but still better than the alternative choices, where you can see like the white one, the Hellhound Spectral White, is at 799, and the power color Hellhound version at 799 as well. It's like it's not worth paying that extra $100+ just to get, like, I don't know. This is a 3-fan version as well, so they don't give you extra fan. It's just for the white aesthetics. Technically, you could spray paint it white yourself. Just disassemble the fan shroud and the back plate, then just spray paint it white. You probably don't want to spray the fans. It's a bit tricky if you spray the fans white, because you might damage the fans if you don't like insulate the bearings well. Because I have damaged one fan bearing myself while trying to spray paint one of my GPUs white. Okay, so that's about it. So my top 3 recommendations, the first one will be, the number 3 will be the 7900 GRE. The second will be the Intel Arc A580, B580, my bad. So the Intel Arc B580, probably buy it from Techyard. It is the closest one I can see to MSRP. And my number 1 recommendation for the best value GPU to get now will be the 7800 XT, 16GB. Try to get the cheapest models from like Power Color and so on. Is priced around $650 or less. So Sing dollars or less. So top value GPU. Okay, we'll see you guys in the next video.